This video is gonna be a bit more on the serious side, but I'm also gonna try to be funny, but still serious. The future scares me. It scares me to the point that I cannot think about what's gonna happen tomorrow. I cannot think about those kind of things. I feel like a lot of people say the same thing, and I'm just wondering, why does this exist? Why do we fear what's gonna happen? Why do we fear something that we don't know? Why does it happen? I know that everyone has their own thoughts and feelings about these kind of things, but I just feel like whenever I hear someone say, I'm scared of what will happen, I'm scared of the future, I'm scared of what possibilities there will be in the future, it's usually from people my age and from people who just don't know that much about the world. I wanted to get more in depth into this topic because I really believe that it's something that could change, or that there's a deeper reason behind it than just anxiety. But I would also like to talk about from my perspective as well, because I have been struggling with these kind of feelings about future for many years. I genuinely don't remember the life without feeling like I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm scared that I don't know what's gonna happen. I just hate not knowing what will happen. I hate not having a set routine, not having a set plan. I just hate that kind of feeling. And I need to have everything in order every single day. And when that doesn't happen, when I don't know what's gonna happen, then I'm like kind of stuck in my own head. I'm also scared of the disappointment if I have maybe like expectations for something that will happen, or if I think that something will happen, or someone else has like expectations for me and I don't fulfill those expectations, or the thing doesn't happen in the future, then I'm left with such a like deep disappointment because I was so excited for that kind of thing. My biggest reason is that I daydream. I know that's mostly my fault, but I daydream a lot in my free time. Or not my free time, when I'm awake time. I dream about my future, I dream about what will happen, I dream about my life, how I will have like this cute little apartment for myself, place to bake and place to film and stuff. But then I realize these are all just dreams, these are all just seeings that I have in my head that I'm not sure that will actually happen. And it scares me not knowing that these things that I create in my head are not set for 100%. I know that's my fault to thinking that way. When you see all these people living those kind of lives, it affects you a lot. And it affects what you want to have and what you would wish to have and stuff. Something that I also feel like is very common in these kind of situations is the fact that we have way too high of expectations of not just ourselves, of others as well. We have these kind of like things in our head that think that, oh, they can do this and that, then maybe they can go above that they know how to do these kind of things. But what if they don't? What if they are not able to do these kind of things? And then you get disappointed by them. You get disappointed by yourself for not being able to do that. And there's such a big pressure on everyone by having these kind of expectations, both from the world around us, but also from us, from the thoughts that we have about ourselves. Biggest part that I also think is also a part of this is our social lives. Our social lives around us are honestly fucked up. Honestly, sometimes I look at what I see around myself and I just stand there and I'm like, how did we get here? How did we end up in the life or like the world where we need to think about how we look, how we need to present ourselves, how everyone has expectations for us, and it's just so hard to think about all of these things. But there's something that a lot of people need to remember. Our bodies are in a fight or flight mode 24/7. Our bodies are made to feel that way. Which means that when you think ahead, the body reacts already when you are thinking about it. So for example, if you're thinking of like a situation where your body would be in a flight mode, your body already gets into flight mode because you're only thinking about that situation, which is crazy to think about, that how the body works with the thoughts and the mind and stuff. When you are scared of the future, it is something called, and I'm gonna probably butcher this and I have it written down, anticipatory anxiety. I'm not exactly sure that's how you say it, but it is just anxiety of time. Being scared of time, our future, what will happen, not knowing what will happen. So practically all that I've summed up until now is that kind of anxiety. Why do we fear future? Why is this generation, this life, why do we fear future so much? Why is specifically that a topic that we fear? Why is it? Why are we scared of it? One of the first things could, for example, be an anxiety disorder, which one of them could be anxiety that I said before. Yeah, this just goes under a lot of different mental health progresses and different types of anxiety, but anxiety disorders are one of the biggest parts of why we fear future. The next one is the feeling of being in control. It is a feeling that when you think about the future, something that you cannot really choose or decide in the moment right now, you don't get that feeling. You don't get that feeling of being in control about something that will happen in years. Something that we don't even know if it's gonna happen. Being in control is one of the reasons people accept highway facilities more really than the same number of facilities in airplane crashes. The desire of being in control affects the fact that people resist the risk that they're being forced to do something that they don't want to do. Being in control can change how we feel about the same situation. If you're not in control, if you don't know what's gonna happen, if, for example, someone else is feeling or is in control, you have the feeling that there might be a thing that you don't want to do. You cannot change that. And you can avoid those kind of feelings when you're in control. So everyone always wants to be in control. That's why the feeling of being in control is a really big part of why we fear the future. Because we don't know if we're going to be in control. We cannot be in control right now. And we are scared those kind of feelings or those kind of things that we don't want to do will happen. One of those other things that is also why we fear the future, which I kind of already said in with the anxiety disorders, but it's called chronophobia, which is a fear of time. Most of the most common cause of this phobia is modern pressure. Modern pressure is just how much pressure we have from the life that we live, from the socials that we all have on our phones. There will always be pressure. There will always be someone better. There will always be someone who has a better life, who has the life that you want to have, who has the same thoughts that you have, but knows how to say them better. There will always be someone who is better than you and who you want to be like, which causes that pressure, that phobia of time. Like you don't have enough time. Like you are just stressing all the time about the fact that you don't have enough time and that you need to pick up kind of, even though you're already doing a lot. This kind of phobia is usually known with older people since they know that death might be coming, but they don't know when. So they're scared of how much time they have left. I'm not saying that it's not happening with younger people, but it's more common with older people to have this phobia. Usually people who are scared of the future, who are scared of these kind of things, are also perfectionists. Perfectionists, I don't know how to say. Which means that perfectionism is a really big part of being scared of future. Perfectionism is something that makes you feel like you have an alarm clock next to you all the time, and it's just ticking, and it's just going and going and going, and you feel like you don't have enough time for anything, and you need to be perfect, that you need to do it right on the first try, because otherwise you won't have enough time. Otherwise the alarm clock is gonna go what after that? Nothing. Actually, perfectionism is something that can go both ways, both the positive way and the more negative way. The positive way would be that it can still help you achieve those kind of things, achieve things that you would not normally do if it's in a good amount of wanting to be perfect. But if it's in way too much, it can also affect you badly with unhappiness and stuff like that. Perfectionism is something that's mostly driven by harsh criticism and internal judgments and pressures that we have of ourselves, but what people also have of us. Usually it is of ourselves though. Usually we are the ones who want ourselves to be perfect, but we also set those kind of high expectations for others. If you have those kind of expectations for yourself, you also have them for others, no matter what. But right now I've been mentioning a lot of things that are bad about fearing the future and what actually happens in our bodies, in our minds, what happens when we are scared of the future. But how can we kind of help ourselves and maybe even others of not being scared of these kind of things? Because to me, to be honest, the future is something that shouldn't be scary. Even though it is for me, I feel like it shouldn't be. One of the things that can really help not being scared is knowing how to be mindful, knowing how to relax your body, of getting from that flight mode. If you know that in any kind of way, yoga, reading, whatever relaxes your mind or body, it will get you out of that flight mode. It will get you out of that system. Another thing is try challenging those negative thoughts. Think of the possibility of the bad scenarios that you had. Think of how possible it is to actually be in those bad situations that you think about. How common can it happen? And how often it actually happens? Because usually our thoughts can make up millions of stuff that will not happen, and we know that for a fact. So why would the worst one be the one that will actually happen? Why can it not be the best one that we think of? Why cannot that one happen? Why does it always need to be the worst one in our minds? I know that this isn't usually my type of videos or what I usually do, but I really think this is something, this is something that I like to talk about and to think about, to be honest. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.